Welcome to English Refine. Did you know you can change the entire emotion of a sentence, soften a harsh truth, or, even save a friendship just by adding one tiny magic word?
Yeah, it's really amazing how that works.
It is. And today we are going to show you exactly how to do that. But first, it's great to sit down with you today. How are you doing? How was your weekend?
Hello. It's wonderful to be here, truly.
Yeah.
My weekend was very nice. Thank you for asking. It was, well, quite quiet,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stayed home, read a good book, drank a lot of tea, and just rested. How about yours?
Oh man, my weekend was the complete opposite. It was so busy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I visited my family out of town and we cooked this massive dinner for about 20 people. We talked for hours and basically I had zero time to sleep.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a wonderful time, but very tiring. You'll probably need to go to sleep early tonight to recover.
I definitely will. I'm exhausted today. But wait, did you hear what just happened?
What do you mean?
Think about the short conversation we just had about our weekends. In just a few sentences, we used four very special words. We use actually, basically, probably, and definitely.
Oh, wow, you're right. We did.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we didn't even plan it. I mean, that just shows how incredibly common these words are in everyday English.
Exactly. Native speakers throw them into sentences all the time without even realizing it.
Yes, and that is our main focus for today's chat. We're looking deeply at these four everyday English words. For you, the listener, you have probably heard these words 1,000 times.
Oh, for sure. You hear them in movies, you hear them in music, at work, or, just walking down the street.
Right, and I hear from English learners all the time about these specific words.
Really? What do they say?
Well, many learners tell me they know exactly what these words mean when they read them on a piece of paper, but when it's time to speak, they just freeze.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Yeah, they feel shy. They
Yeah.
feel scared to use them because they worry they will use them in the wrong way and, it sounds silly.
I completely understand that fear. I mean, when you learn a new language, you just want to be perfect.
Exactly.
But today, our mission is to help you stop feeling shy about these words. We want to help you feel brave. By the end of our chat today, we want you to feel so comfortable that you start using these words in your own daily life.
To do that, we need to understand what these words actually do. If you look in an advanced grammar textbook, these words have a very long academic name.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Linguists call them discourse markers or conversational fillers.
Oh, I really don't like those difficult grammar terms. Discourse marker sounds like something from a science fiction movie.
It does, right?
Yeah, let's just throw the textbook out the window.
I agree completely. Let's call them something much simpler and more human. Let's call them conversation helpers.
Conversation helpers. I like that a lot.
Yeah, because that is what they do. They help the conversation flow smoothly between two people.
That sounds really friendly, but let
Yeah.
me ask you something. If I say a simple sentence like, the sky is blue, that is a pure fact. Do these conversation helpers change the facts of a sentence? Like, do they change the core meaning?
That's a great question, and it's something many learners get confused by. The simple answer is no. Usually they don't change the facts at all.
Okay.
If you say the sky is blue, and I say, actually, the sky is blue, the sky is still blue in both sentences.
Right, yeah.
The fact remains exactly the same.
Okay, so if the fact is the same, why do we bother adding the extra word? Why not just keep it simple?
Because human beings aren't robots.
Fair point.
We don't just share raw facts.
Yeah.
We share feelings. These words show the emotion behind the fact.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they show if you are completely sure about something, or maybe a little unsure. They show if you're trying to be polite, or if you are trying to make a complicated story simple for your friend.
Ah, okay, so they make you sound like a real person. Textbooks just give you raw data, but humans have, emotions, doubts, and manners.
Exactly. When you use these conversation helpers, you don't sound like a machine reading from a script. You sound natural. You sound confident.
That's the secret to sounding fluent in English, isn't it? You don't need a huge dictionary in your head.
No, you really don't.
You don't need to memorize thousands of big, difficult academic words. You just need to know how to use these small, everyday conversation helpers to manage the flow of talking.
Yes, that is exactly it.
So if you are listening right now, get comfortable. We are going to explore this together. Let's jump into the first word on our list.
Sounds good.
It's a word that carries a lot of emotion, and it's probably the one that causes the most confusion. The word is actually.
Actually, let's say it slowly for the listeners to practice.
Yeah.
Actually.
Listeners, try saying it out loud wherever you are right now. Actually. It has a nice rhythm to it, but I always thought actually just meant really. Am I wrong about that?
Well, you aren't completely wrong, but there's a much deeper layer to it.
Oh,
Yeah. In simple English, we use actually to signal honesty. We use it when we are giving an unexpected answer.
okay.
And very often we use it when we need to correct someone, but we want to do it in a very polite, gentle, and friendly way.
Let's paint a picture for the listener. Imagine you are traveling in Europe. You walk into a cafe and you start talking to someone new.
Right.
They look at you, they hear your accent, and they ask, "Oh, are you American?" Now imagine you aren't American. You're from Canada.
Okay. If you just look at them and say a flat no, I am Canadian, think about how that feels.
Oof. It feels very short. It feels like a wall just dropped between us.
Yes. It can sound a little bit rude, even if you don't mean to be rude.
Right, yeah.
It sounds like you're annoyed that they made a mistake. It stops the friendly flow of the conversation.
It really does. No, I am Canadian. It makes the other person feel bad for guessing incorrectly. They might feel embarrassed and just walk away.
Exactly. But if we use our magic word, how does it change the feeling?
Well, you would smile, soften your voice, and say, "Actually, I'm Canadian."
Wow. Actually, I'm Canadian. The fact is exactly the same, right? You are still Canadian.
Yes, exactly. But the feeling is entirely different. It sounds so much warmer.
It's very warm. When you use actually in this way, it sends a hidden message to the other person.
Like a secret code.
Yes. It tells them, please don't worry that you made a mistake. I'm not angry. I'm just giving you the real information.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it completely takes away the bad feeling of being corrected.
Think of actually as a soft pillow for your words. It cushions the impact.
A soft pillow. I like that.
Yeah, if someone says something wrong and you have to correct them, the truth can feel like a hard bump. Actually prepares the listener for that hard truth so it doesn't hurt when it lands.
That's a great image. A soft pillow for your words.
Mm.
You use it when you have to say something the other person doesn't expect, but you want to protect their feelings and keep the friendship safe.
Right.
Let's try another easy example from daily life. Imagine I invite you to my house for dinner.
Okay, I love dinner.
I call you and say, I'm so excited for tonight. Do you want to come over and eat fish?
And imagine I absolutely hate fish. I could say, "No, I hate fish." But based on what we just learned, that breaks the soft pillow.
It shatters it.
Yeah, that is a sharp, hard bump in the conversation. It might hurt your feelings because you planned a nice meal.
It would definitely make me feel a little bad for asking. So how do you fix it?
I use our conversation helper. I say, "Oh, thank you so much. Actually, I don't really eat fish. Could we maybe have chicken instead?"
That is perfect. You
Oh.
protected my feelings. You gave me the soft pillow,
Uh-huh.
but you still told me the honest truth. We both win.
Now, here is where we need to stop and give a very important warning to our listeners. We need to talk about a false friend.
Ah, the false friend. This is a very common trap for language learners.
It is. For those who might not know, a false friend is a word in a foreign language that looks or sounds exactly like a word in your own native language.
Right.
Because they look the same, you assume they mean the same thing, but their meanings are completely different.
Yes, and actually is one of the biggest false friends in the entire English language.
It really is a trap.
If anyone listening right now speaks a Latin-based language, like Spanish, French, Italian, or Portuguese, you need to be incredibly careful with this word.
Let's break down why. In Spanish, there is a very common word, actualmente. In French, there is the word actuellement.
And in Portuguese, actualmente.
Yes. If you look at those words, they look almost identical to the English word, actually.
They really do. So a Spanish speaker thinks, oh, I know this word. It's easy.
Right.
But what do those words mean in Spanish or French?
Well, in those languages, those words mean currently or right now. They are words used to talk about time.
Exactly.
They describe what is happening in the present moment.
And that is the trap. Because in modern English, the word actually has absolutely nothing to do with time. Zero. We never use it to mean right now.
Never, ever. Let's show the listener what happens if you fall into this trap.
Okay.
Imagine someone asks you, in English, "Where do you work?" A Spanish speaker might translate their thoughts directly and say, "Actually, I work at a bank," thinking they're saying right now, "I work at a bank."
But to an English speaker, that sounds so confusing.
Super confusing.
Because to us, actually is the soft pillow for correcting a mistake. So if you say, actually, I work at a bank, the English speaker will think, wait, did I say something wrong?
Yeah, they'll think, "Did I say you worked at a hospital? Why are you correcting me?"
Exactly. The English speaker will think you are arguing with them. They will think you are saying you are wrong. The truth is, I work at a bank. It creates a very strange misunderstanding.
This is a golden rule for our listeners to remember. Write this down in your notebook. In English actually is about truth, honesty, and soft corrections.
Yes,
It is never about time. If you want to talk about time in English, just use the words currently or right now.
that is great advice. Now, I want to share something really interesting.
Oh, please do.
There is a fascinating linguistic study that looks at how people use this specific word.
Okay.
The researchers collected thousands of hours of spoken English. They wanted to compare how native English speakers use actually versus how English learners use it.
Oh, I love looking at how different groups use language. Who are the learners in the study?
The study specifically looked at Chinese learners of English, but the results apply to many different learners around the world. And the researchers found a very clear pattern.
What was the pattern? Did the learners use it incorrectly?
Not incorrectly, no, but they used it in a very limited way.
What do you mean?
The researchers found that the learners used actually almost exclusively for one single reason, to be polite when they disagreed. They used it as the soft pillow we just talked about.
Well, that's a good thing, right? I mean, they learned the rule.
It is a good thing. This study noted that in many cultures, including Chinese culture, maintaining harmony in a conversation is incredibly important.
Right?
There's a concept called saving face, which means protecting someone's pride, dignity, and feelings. You never want to embarrass someone in public.
Ah, so if someone says a wrong fact, a learner wants to save the other person's face. So they use actually to make the correction gentle.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And because they want to signal that politeness immediately, the learners almost always put the word actually at the very beginning of their sentence.
Like, actually, I don't agree with you.
Yes. Or, actually, the meeting is at 3 o'clock, not 2.
It's like putting a warning sign at the front of the sentence. Warning. A polite disagreement is coming.
Yes. And it's a wonderful, polite way to speak. But the researchers noticed that native speakers do something quite different.
Okay, well, I'm a native speaker, but I don't always pay attention to my own grammar. What do native speakers do differently?
Well, native speakers use the soft pillow at the beginning of a sentence, too. But they also use actually for many other reasons.
Like what?
For instance, native speakers often use it to completely change the topic of a conversation.
Oh, I see. Like if we are talking about the weather and suddenly I remember I need to ask you a favor,
Yes,
I might say, actually, before I forget, can I borrow your car tomorrow?
exactly. The word actually there isn't correcting a mistake. It's just a bridge.
A bridge.
It tells the listener, we are leaving the old topic and moving to a new, unexpected topic. Learners rarely use it that way.
That's a great tip for sounding more fluent. Use it as a bridge to a new topic. What else do native speakers do?
They also use it right in the middle of a sentence, just to buy time to think.
Wait, buy time to think. Let me try to imagine that. Like if someone asks me a really complicated question.
Yes, imagine someone asks you, why do you think the economy is struggling right now? That's a huge question.
It is.
You need a second for your brain to find the right words.
So a native speaker might say, well, I think the main reason is actually because of the high interest rates.
Yes.
I see. I put actually right in the middle of the sentence. It doesn't really add any meaning. It just fills the empty silence while my brain searches for the answer.
Exactly. Native speakers hate silence in a conversation.
Aw.
We throw actually into the middle of a thought just to keep the air filled with sound.
Like, I was thinking that, actually, maybe we should just stay home tonight.
Right. It gives you an extra second to plan your next word.
That is so true. We just drop it in anywhere.
And finally, native speakers use it to emphasize a real-world truth that is very surprising.
Okay, give me an example.
Imagine a friend who is famously lazy. He never cooks. He always orders pizza.
I think we all have a friend like that.
We do. But one day, he promises he will cook a massive dinner.
I would never believe him. I would think he's joking.
But then you go to his house, and there is a huge, beautiful home-cooked meal on the table. You would look at it in shock and say, wow, he actually did it.
He actually did it.
Uh.
I'm not correcting anyone there.
No, you aren't.
I'm just showing my own shock and surprise. I didn't believe it was possible, but the truth is real.
Exactly. So, for our listener at home, continuing to put actually at the start of your sentence to be polite is fantastic.
Yeah.
You are doing a great job saving face.
But if you want to push yourself and sound even more like a native speaker,
Try using it in these new ways. Try using it to change a topic, or to show surprise, or even let it slip into the middle of your sentence while you think.
this brings up a question I've heard from a lot of learners. What about the phrase, in fact?
Ah, yes.
People always ask me, are actually and in fact the exact same thing? can I just swap them whenever I feel like it?
That is a wonderful advanced question. They seem very similar because they both deal with truth and facts.
Right.
But the simple answer is no. They're not exactly the same. They have a very different conversational feeling.
Okay, let's explore this difference so our listeners know exactly which one to choose. How do we separate them?
Think about the direction of your conversation. Imagine you are driving a car. We just learned that canas actually is used for a polite disagreement, a soft correction, or an unexpected turn.
Right.
It changes the direction of the car. You say A, but I say B.
Oh, I get it. If you say, "Are you hungry?"
Hmm.
and I say, "Actually, I just ate," the direction of the conversation changed. If
Yeah.
we were going toward eating food,
Yeah.
and I turned the steering wheel away from food.
Yes. Actually turns the wheel. But in fact does not turn the wheel.
It doesn't.
No. In fact, keeps the car going in the exact same direction, but it presses the gas pedal down to go faster.
Oh, wow.
It adds a stronger point on the same side of the argument. It builds a taller tower.
Oh, I like that. It builds a taller tower. Let me try an example to see if I grasp it.
Go for it.
Let's say I start with a positive statement. I really like my coworker, John. That's a positive direction.
Yes. And if you want to use in fact, you must add a second sentence that is even more positive. You want to make the feeling stronger.
Okay, so I would say, I really like John. In fact, he's my best friend.
Yes.
I like him. In fact, he is my best friend. Wow, you can feel the power in that. The second sentence agrees with the first one, but it makes it much heavier.
Exactly. You wouldn't use actually in that exact same way. If you said, I like John, actually, he is my best friend, it sounds a little bit strange to a native ear.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like someone argued with you and you were defending yourself.
It sounds like a correction, even when there's nothing to correct.
Yes. So that's a great simple rule for our listeners to remember today. Just feel the direction of your words.
Turn the car or press the gas.
Exactly. If you are turning the car in a new direction to correct someone, use actually. If you are pressing the gas pedal to go faster and stronger in the same direction, use in fact.
That is incredibly clear. Listeners, write that down. Actually turns the car. In fact, presses the gas pedal.
Shall we move to our second word?
Let's do it. We spent a lot of time on actually, which is all about adding surprising details and correcting facts.
Yes.
Now we are moving to a word that does the exact opposite. This word doesn't add details, it takes details away. The word is basically.
Basically. Let's practice the pronunciation together. Basically.
Try it at home. Basically. It's a fantastic word. So what is the basic, simple meaning of basically?
The simple meaning is giving the main idea of a story or a situation without giving all the long, boring, complicated details.
Okay.
You're keeping things simple. You use it when you want to summarize a big thought or simply when you want to save time in a conversation.
Let's give an easy example for the listener. Imagine you were at a party and someone you just met asks you, "So, what do you do for work?"
Right.
Now, in the modern world, jobs are very complicated. Your daily job might involve sending 50 emails, sitting in 4 different meetings, updating spreadsheets, talking to angry clients, fixing the printer when it breaks.
Oh my goodness. If I stand there at the party and tell the person every single one of those tasks, what will happen?
They will run away.
They will get incredibly bored. Their eyes will glaze over. They might even try to find an excuse to walk away.
Right. Nobody wants to hear a 20-minute speech about your spreadsheets. So how do you use our new conversation helper to fix this?
You take away all those small, boring details.
Yeah.
You look for the biggest, most important idea of your job. And you say, basically, I manage a small team in an office.
Basically, I manage a small team. That is so clean. It's so fast and easy to understand.
Yes. It tells the listener the absolute truth, but it protects them from the heavy details that they don't really care about.
Oh, wait, I want to push back on this idea a little bit. Doesn't using the word basically make the speaker sound, well, lazy?
Lazy. Why do you say that?
Well, doesn't it sound like you just don't want to make the effort to explain things properly to me? Like you were saying, I am too tired to tell you the whole story, so I'm just going to give you 5 words and go back to drinking my coffee.
You know, that is a very common worry among learners. They think using summary words makes them sound uneducated or lazy.
Yeah.
But we read a wonderful linguistic article about this exact topic, and the research shows the complete opposite.
Really?
Yes, basically isn't lazy at all.
Yeah.
In everyday conversation, it is actually a profound sign of respect.
Respect. That's surprising. How is it respectful to give someone less information?
Because in the modern world, people's time is extremely valuable. Human attention spans are very short.
That is definitely true.
When you use the word basically, it acts as a polite warning. You are sending a hidden message to the listener.
What's the message?
You are telling them, I know this topic is complicated. I know you are a busy person. So because I respect your time and I respect your brain, I am going to do the hard work of making it simple for you.
Oh, wow. I love looking at it from that angle.
It changes everything. Right.
It's like you are doing a favor for the listener. You are doing the heavy lifting in your own brain so they don't have to work hard to understand you. You are giving them the gift of a simple answer.
Exactly. It shows high social intelligence. It shows you care about their listening experience.
I think of it like going to the movie theater. Let's say there's a huge new science fiction movie coming out.
Okay.
It is 3 hours long. It has a massive story, hundreds of actors, multiple planets, deep political drama, and giant explosions.
A very complex movie.
Yes. And if I haven't seen it, and I ask you, what is that new movie about? I absolutely do not want you to sit there and tell me the entire 3-hour story from start to finish.
No, of course not.
And then this guy walked into the room, and then he said this, and then 10 minutes later, no!
That would be torture.
I just want to see the movie trailer.
Yeah.
You know, the short 2-minute video they play on TV that just shows the best action scenes and the main plot.
Yes.
Basically is like showing someone the movie trailer instead of forcing them to watch the whole 3-hour movie.
That is a brilliant analogy. Basically is the movie trailer. It gives you the flavor, the main point, and the general excitement without making you sit in the dark for hours.
So if someone asks, how does your new smart coffee machine work? You don't read them the 50-page instruction manual.
Please don't.
You just give them the movie trailer. You say, basically, you push this green button and hot coffee comes out.
Exactly. Now, you might hear another word in English that sounds very similar in meaning to, basically, and that word is essentially.
Oh, yes. Essentially.
Learners often ask me if they're exactly the same.
Let's say that one slowly. Essentially. That sounds like a very smart, very heavy word. People wearing expensive suits use that word.
They do.
What is the difference between basically and essentially?
The main difference is about tone and how formal you want to be. Essentially is a formal, serious, and very exact word.
Okay.
You usually hear it in university classrooms, in scientific research, or in deep philosophy. It comes from the word essence, which means the core, unchangeable truth of a thing.
Can you give me an example of how a scientist might use it?
Sure. A chemist might say water is essentially hydrogen and oxygen.
I see. It means water cannot exist without those parts. If you take the hydrogen away, it isn't water anymore. The essence is gone. It's an absolute scientific truth.
Yes. But basic DAC is not like that.
No.
No, basically is relaxed. It's casual. You don't use it in a science lab. You use it in a coffee shop with your friends.
Right.
It just means you are reducing the story to make it easy to swallow. It isn't about deep scientific truth. It's just about convenience.
So if I am hanging out at a barbecue with my friends, I shouldn't say, essentially I had a very difficult day at the office.
No, you should.
That sounds way too serious. It sounds like I'm giving a university lecture about my bad day.
Exactly. Your friends would look at you funny. In that situation, you should just say, basically, I had a bad day at work.
That makes perfect sense. Keep basically for your everyday life, your friends, and your casual chats. Save essentially for your academic essays, your IELTS exams, and your formal business presentations.
Perfect summary. Now, before we move away from this word, I want to give our listeners a very friendly but very strict rule.
Ooh, a strict rule. What is it?
This is a mistake I hear English learners make all the time. If you start your sentence with the word basically, you must keep your answer short.
Yes, you absolutely must.
I cannot tell you how many times a student will come up to me and say, basically, the story of my hometown is, and then they will talk for 15 minutes without stopping.
Oh, no.
They will tell me about the streets, the food, the weather patterns, the history of the mayor.
And while they are talking, the listener is thinking, you promised me a movie trailer. You promised me a short answer. You used the magic word, basically.
Yes. If you say basically and then give a massive long explanation, it completely defeats the purpose of the word. You broke the conversational promise.
I love thinking of it as a promise. The word basically is a verbal contract that you will be quick.
It is.
If you know in your heart that you want to tell a long, detailed story, that's fine. Tell the long story. But do not use the word basically. Only use it when you are actually keeping it short.
Make the promise and keep the promise. That's the golden rule for basically.
Okay, we are making fantastic progress. We've covered, actually, to soften harsh truths and give honest corrections. We've covered basically for keeping complex things simple and short.
Yes, we have.
Now let's smoothly transition to a new concept. What happens when we want to talk about facts, but we aren't 100% sure they are true?
That is when we must leave the world of pure facts and step into the world of probability. We use our third conversation helper for today, the word probably.
Probably. Let's practice it. Probably. Say it at home, listeners. Probably. This is such a useful word. So what is the core meaning of probably?
Probably means gentle uncertainty. You strongly believe something will happen, but you are not completely totally sure.
Okay.
If we think about percentages, you are maybe 70 or 80% sure. It is highly likely, but there is still a small window of chance that it might not happen.
Let's give some easy daily examples to ground this. Imagine you are at the office. Your coworker asks, "Hey, a bunch of us are going to dinner after work tonight. Are you coming?"
Right.
You look at your desk. You have a mountain of paperwork left to do. But you really, really want to go to the dinner.
You don't want to say no,
Yeah.
but you can't promise yes.
Yeah.
So you say, I'll probably come after work.
I'll probably come after work. That's a great answer. It means I think yes, I plan to say yes, I'm trying to finish my work, but please don't be angry with me if I get stuck at the office and can't make it.
Yes, it manages their expectations. Another very common example is when we talk about the weather. You will hear this every day. It will probably rain today.
The weather, yes. I always compare the word probably to a meteorologist on the television news.
That's a great comparison.
The weather person stands in front of the green screen and says, "It will probably rain tomorrow." Why do they say that? Because they have looked at the radar, they see the dark clouds, and the science says rain is coming.
But they are leaving the door open just a tiny bit for a surprise.
Exactly, because nature is wild, and sometimes the wind blows the clouds away and the sun comes out.
Exactly. Probably leaves the door open for a surprise.
Yeah.
It protects you from being called a liar.
Yes. If the weather person says it will rain and it is sunny all day, people get angry. They say, "You lied to me."
They do.
But if they say it will probably rain and it is sunny, they aren't a liar. They were just surprised by that 20% chance.
That is exactly what probably does for you in conversation. It protects you from making false promises.
But this raises a very important psychological question. I noticed that a lot of beginner and intermediate English learners completely avoid using the word probably.
It's true, they do.
They almost never say it. Why do you think learners fear this word so much?
It's a fascinating psychological issue in language learning. Learners naturally want to sound perfect.
Right.
They feel that if they use uncertain words, native speakers will think their English is weak or bad. They want to be clear, strong, and confident.
That makes sense.
So when their friend asks them to the dinner, they say, "I will come to dinner," even when they are tired and not sure.
Oh, and I can imagine that creates so much internal stress because now they have made a hard promise they might not be able to keep.
Yes, saying "I will" creates immense social pressure. You feel trapped by your own words.
Wow.
But native speakers don't do this. Native speakers use probably all the time because we accept that real life is uncertain. Things happen, trains break down, bosses give you surprise projects at 5 p.m. People just get tired.
So using probably doesn't make your English sound weak at all. It actually makes your English sound more human.
Exactly.
It removes the pressure from your shoulders. It makes you sound like a mature person who understands how the unpredictable real world works.
Embracing uncertainty is a sign of true fluency. Please do not be afraid to be unsure. It is perfectly fine and very professional to say to your boss, "I will probably finish this report by tomorrow."
Yeah, that sounds completely normal.
Your boss prefers you to be honest and realistic rather than making a bold promise you can't keep.
Now, I know a lot of our listeners might be thinking right now, but wait, I already know how to be unsure in English. I use the word maybe.
Baby.
I say, maybe I will come to dinner. What is the difference between probably and maybe? Don't they do the exact same job?
That is a wonderful comparison, and it's crucial to understand the difference. Think of certainty like a tall ladder.
A ladder, okay.
Maybe is sitting right in the middle of the ladder. It's
Yeah.
exactly a 50% chance. It means yes or no with equal probability. It's a coin flip.
50%. So if I tell my friend, maybe I will come to dinner, what should my friend do?
Your friend should not wait for you. If you say maybe, it's very weak. It means you haven't made a decision. Your friend shouldn't save a seat for you at the restaurant.
But probably is different.
Probably is stepping much higher up the ladder.
Yeah.
It is 70 to 80% sure. If you say, I will probably come, your friend should absolutely expect you to be there, and they should save you a seat.
Let me make sure I fully understand this. Let's do a quick comparison.
Okay.
Friend asks, will you come to dinner? Answer A, maybe. That means don't set a plate for me. I might just fall asleep on the couch.
Yes.
Answer B, probably. That means, yes, set a plate for me. I am trying my absolute hardest to get there unless a total disaster happens at work.
Perfect. That perfectly captures the difference in feeling. Probably shows much more intention, effort, and commitment than maybe.
Okay, let's talk about the grammar. Because while the meaning is gentle, the grammar of probably can be quite tricky for learners. Where exactly does this word sit inside a sentence?
Yes, the word order here is very specific. I like to teach this using what I call the lazy grammar rule.
The lazy grammar rule. I love the sound of that. Tell us everything.
Well, to understand it, we have to look at positive sentences first, and then negative sentences. Let's start with a positive sentence where you plan to do something.
Okay.
If you want to use the future word will and the word probably goes after the word will.
Okay, let me try. I say, I will probably go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably. Or she'll probably eat. The word probably sits comfortably right after the will.
I will probably call you. We will probably watch a movie. That seems easy enough. But what about a negative sentence? What if I want to say I am 80% sure I am not going to do something?
This is where the lazy part comes in.
Uh,
In a negative sentence, the word probably jumps.
Jumps.
It literally moves its position in the sentence. It moves before the word won't. You must say, I probably won't go.
I probably won't go. Wait a minute. Why did it move? Why can't I just keep the same order and say I will not probably go? That makes logical sense to me.
It might make logical sense, but native English speakers are lazy. When we speak, we love to squish words together to save time and breath. We take the words will and not, and we squish them together to make the contraction won't. W-O-N''T won't.
Right. Won't is so much faster and punchier to say than will not.
Exactly. Now, because won't is a squished word, it acts like a solid brick. You cannot break it apart.
Oh.
You cannot stick probably inside of it. And in English, we really like to keep the subject, like the word I, and the squish verb won't, as close together as possible.
I see.
So to keep our nice squished words safe, we have to put probably before it. So we say, I probably won't.
I see. So this confusing grammar rule exists purely so we can be lazy and use fast contractions. I honestly love that. Let me review it.
Go ahead.
Positive, I will probably go. Probably is in the middle. Negative, I probably won't go. Probably jumps to the front. You have to put probably first in the negative so it doesn't get in the way of our lazy squished word.
That is exactly right.
Yeah.
And because it's a little tricky, it requires physical practice. If you practice saying, I probably won't a few times out loud, your mouth will develop muscle memory, and it will start to feel very natural. Let's try it. I probably won't have time. It probably won't rain.
Let's practice that right now. You, listening at home, say it out loud with us. Ready? I probably won't.
It probably won't.
They probably won't. Good.
It is such a wonderful, polite phrase to use when you need to softly say no to something. Imagine a friend asks, hey, can you help me move my heavy furniture this Saturday?
Oh, I hate moving furniture.
Me too. You don't want to do it, but you want to be nice. You say,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry, I probably won't have time. It is incredibly soft and polite.
It's so much better than saying, no, I will not help you, which completely shatters the soft pillow we talked about earlier.
Exactly. We are using these words to keep the conversation smooth, polite, and human.
All right, we are doing fantastic. Take a deep breath. We have slowly climbed the ladder of certainty today. We started with maybe at a 50% coin flip. We stepped up to probably at 80% likely. Now we are going to climb to the absolute top of the ladder.
Yes, we are reaching 100% certainty.
Our fourth and final conversation helper for today is the powerful word definitely. Let's practice the pronunciation because it can be tricky to spell and say definitely. 4 syllables.
Definitely. It sounds strong just saying it.
It really does. So what is the basic meaning of definitely?
The meaning of definitely is strong, clear, absolute confidence. There is zero doubt in your mind. It is a word used for making a firm promise.
Yes, a promise. Let's look at an easy daily example. Imagine you are getting married and you invite your best friend. You ask them, will you come to my wedding next month?
Your best friend wouldn't say maybe. They wouldn't even say probably. They would look you in the eye and say, I will definitely be there.
I will definitely be there. That feels so incredibly good to hear. It feels solid, like a rock.
It does. It sends a very clear message to the listener. It says, nothing in the world will stop me. I am 100% committed to this plan.
But I want to pause here and give a very strong warning to our listeners. Using the word definitely is like signing a verbal contract in blood.
It really is.
You are making a very serious promise to the other person. And I notice that sometimes English learners use definitely way too much.
That's an interesting observation. Why do you think learners overuse it?
Because it sounds cool. It sounds very advanced and fluent. It's a big, strong, impressive word that rolls nicely off the tongue.
That's true.
So a learner might start throwing it into every sentence. They say to their boss, I will definitely finish the report by 5 p.m. They say to their friend, I will definitely call you tomorrow. They say to their kids, we will definitely go to the park. But then, life happens, and they don't do those things.
Yes. That is a very dangerous mistake to make. If you tell someone I will definitely do it, and then you fail to do it, people lose trust in you very quickly.
They do.
They feel that you broke a serious promise.
Exactly. Let's compare it. If you say, I will probably call you tomorrow, and you don't call, your friend might think, oh, well, they got busy. They only said probably. They forgive you easily.
Right.
But if you look them in the eye and say, I will definitely call you, and the phone doesn't ring, your friend thinks, they lied to me.
That is a crucial point for our listeners to absorb. The word definitely changes the relationship between you and the listener. It builds high expectations. So the rule is, use it only when your heart completely agrees with your words. Use it only when you are 100% sure you can deliver on the promise.
So if your boss comes to you on Thursday and asks for a very difficult report by Friday afternoon, and you are sweating because you aren't sure you can finish it, what should you say?
You step back down the ladder of certainty. You protect yourself. You say, I will probably finish it by Friday, but it's a lot of work, so I might need until Monday morning.
Good answer.
Do not use definitely just to impress your boss in the moment if it means you will break the promise later.
Honesty and managed expectations are always better than fake confidence. That is great life advice, not just language advice. Now, what about the grammar for definitely? Is it complicated?
Not at all. The great news is that it follows the exact same lazy grammar rule we just learned for, probably.
Oh, perfect. Let's test it out to be sure. Positive sentence first. I put it after the word will, so I say I will definitely go.
Perfect. I will definitely go. She'll definitely call. We will definitely win. It sits right in the middle, safe and sound.
And for the negative sentence, I have to remember to protect the lazy squished word won't. So I jump it to the front. I definitely won't go.
You got it. I definitely won't go. He definitely won't be happy. They definitely won't arrive on time. The grammar pattern is exactly identical to probably, which makes it very easy to learn and practice both words at the same time.
I definitely won't forget that rule. See what I did there?
Very clever. I see it, and I definitely like it. Now, before we wrap up this section on certainty, I want to give a special advanced bonus to our listeners who want to push their vocabulary even further.
Oh, a bonus.
Yes. There's a specific phrase that native speakers use that has a very similar meaning to definitely, but a slightly different usage. That phrase is bound to. B-O-U-N-D space T-O, bound to.
Oh, bound to. That is a wonderfully native-sounding phrase. Give us a clear example of how to use it.
You might be walking outside with a friend, you look up at the sky and you say, it's bound to rain today.
It's bound to rain. Okay,
Yeah.
so that means the same thing as it will definitely rain, right? It means I am 100% sure.
Yes, the level of certainty is exactly the same, 100%. But there's a subtle difference in how and why we use it. You use bound to when you have outside evidence.
Outside evidence.
You are looking at something in the physical world that gives you the answer.
Ah, let me picture this. I look up and I see massive, dark, heavy black clouds rolling in. I hear thunder. That is my physical outside evidence. So I point up and say, look at those clouds. It is bound to rain.
Exactly. You are making a 100% confident prediction based purely on what you see in front of you. Let's try another example. Imagine you are driving to the airport and there is a terrible accident on the highway. Cars are stopped for miles. You look at the clock.
I would say, look at all this traffic. We are bound to be late. The stop cars are my outside evidence. I can't control it, but I know the result is 100% certain.
Perfect.
So, based on that logic, I wouldn't use bound to for my own personal internal plans. I wouldn't look at my friend and say, I am bound to call you tomorrow. That sounds really weird.
Very weird. Because calling a friend is your own personal choice. It comes from inside you. You don't need outside evidence to know what your own brain will choose to do. For your own plans and promises, you stick with definitely. I will definitely call you.
This is such a cool, subtle distinction. Let me summarize it for the listeners. Personal promise from your heart is, I will definitely do it. Outside prediction based on evidence is, it is bound to happen. That is a fantastic bonus tip for our advanced listeners.
I'm glad you liked it. Mastering little differences like that is what takes you from an intermediate speaker to a truly natural sounding speaker.
All right. Take a breath, everyone. We have successfully unpacked all 4 of our conversation helpers. We looked at actually for signaling honesty, offering soft pillow corrections, and buying time.
Rest.
We looked at basically for keeping complex things simple, acting like a movie trailer for your stories. We looked at probably for gentle uncertainty and removing the pressure of perfection. And we looked at definitely for 100% confidence and making strong verbal contracts.
We have covered an immense amount of ground today, but as any language teacher knows, learning words separately in a list is only the first step.
Right?
To really master them, to really understand how they feel, we need to see how they work together in real flowing conversation.
I agree completely. Let's put it all together. You and I are going to do a slow, friendly role play right now. We are going to act out a small, normal, daily life story. And we are going to naturally use all 4 of these words in one single conversation so the listener can hear the rhythm and flow.
I think this is a great exercise. Let's set the scene for the listener. Imagine you are going on a big trip next week. You're traveling to a foreign country. We meet for coffee at a cafe, and I ask you how you feel about your upcoming adventure.
Okay, I have my coffee cup in hand. I am ready. Let's do it.
Hey, I heard you leave next week. Are you excited for your big trip?
Actually, I'm feeling a little bit nervous.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, basically, I have never traveled alone before.
Oh, that is completely understandable. It can be quite scary doing it for the first time. Will you still go?
I'll probably go. I just need to finish packing my bags and take a deep breath.
I believe in you. You are going to do great.
Thank you. I'll definitely try my best.
And scene. That was perfect. Let's pause and break down exactly what happened there, line by line.
Yes, let's open it up and analyze the feelings. You started the conversation by asking me, are you excited? Now, society usually says I should give a happy answer. I should say, yes, I am so excited, I can't wait. That is the expected, normal answer.
Right. But you didn't give me the expected answer. You gave me the unexpected, vulnerable truth. You used the soft pillow to turn the car in a new direction. You said, actually, I'm nervous.
Mm?
It was honest, but gentle. It didn't ruin the mood of the coffee date.
Exactly. Then you asked me why I was nervous. Now, I could have told you a 20-minute story. I could have talked about my childhood fears, my history of getting lost, the complicated flight schedules, the confusing foreign currency, but I didn't want to bore you.
Thank you for that.
So I gave you the movie trailer instead. I said, basically, I've never traveled alone before. It was short, clean, and simple.
Then I asked the big question, will you still go? And in that moment of the story, you were not 100% sure. You were feeling scared. You didn't want to make a hard promise.
No, I didn't.
So you stepped down to the 80% mark on the ladder of certainty. You said, I'll probably go. It showed your hesitation perfectly. It was honest, human uncertainty.
But then, at the very end, you encouraged me. You said you believed in me. I wanted to end the conversation with power. I wanted to make a promise to myself and to you. So I stepped to the absolute top of the ladder. I said, I will definitely try my best.
It was a beautiful, natural flow. Notice how it didn't sound like a dry textbook dialogue. It didn't sound like, hello, I am fine, thank you, and you.
Yeah.
It sounded like 2 real humans connecting, sharing fears, and offering support.
And that, my friends, is exactly what we want for you, the listener. We want to give you a massive piece of encouragement today. You do not need a giant vocabulary of 10,000 words to sound fluent and connect with people in English.
You truly do not. Fluency isn't about knowing every big word. Fluency is about having the courage to use these small human conversation helpers.
Yes.
These words make your English warm. They make it colorful. They make people want to lean in and listen to you.
So we're going to give you a very simple homework task for today. Yes, you, the person listening right now, in your car or on your walk or in your living room. Your task is to choose just one of these 4 words today. Just one. Please don't try to use all 4 at once.
Which one is your favorite? Which one connected with you the most? Is it? Basically? Probably? Or definitely? Pick one right now and hold it in your mind.
Do you have it? Okay. Your homework is to use that specific word out loud today. Even if you are completely alone in your kitchen, make a sentence. Say it to the wall. Say it to your dog or your cat. Say it to a friend if you can. Just practice feeling the physical shape of the word in your mouth.
Yes.
I will probably make pasta for dinner. I definitely need another cup of coffee. Actually, I think it's raining. Just try it out loud once.
Building confidence in a new language always starts with one single small step, one word at a time. If you do this, you will slowly build that muscle memory we talked about.
Now, before we say our final goodbyes, we always like to leave you with a provocative thought, something entirely new to think about as you go through your week that builds on what we learned today.
Let's think about text messages. We all send messages on our smartphones every single day, and when we type to our friends, we constantly use emojis.
Yes. The little cartoon pictures, the smiley faces, the red hearts, the little thumbs up, I use them all the time.
Exactly. But why do we use emojis? Think about the psychology of it. If you type a short message like, "I am busy," and hit send, the person reading it might think you are angry with them. The text is cold.
Very cold.
But if you type, "I am busy," and put a little yellow smiley face at the end, the smiley face softens the message. It tells them, "I'm busy, but I still like you."
Wait a minute, that sounds incredibly familiar to what we just learned today.
Yes, the smiley face emoji is doing the exact same psychological job as the word actually. It is a visual soft pillow. It protects the other person's feelings. And what about the thumbs up emoji? If you send a thumbs up, you are showing 100% agreement and confidence.
Oh my goodness, the thumbs up is doing the exact same job as the word definitely.
It is. These conversation helpers, these 4 words we spent the last hour learning, they are literally the audio emojis of the spoken English language.
Audio emojis. I am absolutely blown away by that comparison. I never thought about it that way, but it makes perfect sense. When you speak out loud, you can't send a digital smiley face through the air. So instead, you use actually, or basically, or probably. They inject the emotion, the facial expression into your voice.
That is exactly what they're doing. They are painting a picture of your emotions for the listener's ears.
I absolutely love that. Audio emojis. So, to all our wonderful listeners out there, please do not be afraid to use your audio emojis. Put some real human feeling into your facts. Add some color to your daily conversations.
They're very small words, but as we've seen today, they make a massive difference in how the world hears you.
Well, this has been an incredible chat. Thank you for walking through this linguistic journey with me and helping us unpack all of this.
It was my pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
And to everyone listening, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Remember to do your homework, use your word out loud, stay confident, and keep learning. We will definitely see you next time.